Have you ever noticed something strange? Sometimes the things that hurt us the most are the very things we refuse to let go of. A stressful job, a toxic relationship, endless overthinking, or even that annoying habit of doubting yourself somehow starts feeling normal. Even worse, it starts feeling comfortable. Sounds impossible, right? But here's the twist. The human brain doesn't always choose what's best for us. It usually chooses what's familiar. That's why pain can slowly begin to feel like comfort. Think about wearing a pair of shoes that are too tight. On the first day, they hurt so much that you can't wait to take them off. But if you keep wearing them every day, your feet slowly get used to the pain. The shoes don't become comfortable. You simply stop noticing how uncomfortable they really are. Life often works the same way. Our brain is like that friend who orders the same meal at every restaurant because, at least I know this one won't disappoint. It loves routines, even bad ones. If you've spent years telling yourself, "I'm not good enough," that sentence becomes your brain's favorite playlist. Then one day someone sincerely compliments you, and instead of feeling happy, you feel suspicious. Your brain whispers, "This doesn't sound familiar." That's why many people stay in situations that make them unhappy. It's not because they enjoy suffering. It's because the unknown feels scarier than the pain they already know. It's like watching the same boring TV show every night, because starting a new one somehow feels like too much effort. Funny, isn't it? But that's exactly how we behave. Think about someone who checks their phone every 5 minutes waiting for a message from one particular person. Every time there's no reply, it hurts a little. Yet they keep checking again and again until disappointment becomes part of their daily routine. The pain becomes predictable, and strangely enough, predictability feels safe. Or imagine sleeping in the wrong position every night and waking up with a stiff neck every morning. Instead of changing the habit, many people simply accept the pain as normal. Emotional habits work exactly the same way. Psychologists often talk about the comfort zone, but here's the surprising truth. The comfort zone isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it's simply familiar. Imagine living in a room with a noisy fan that constantly makes an irritating sound. Visitors notice it immediately, but after living there for months, you barely hear it anymore. The noise hasn't disappeared, you've just adapted to it. Emotional pain behaves in exactly the same way. If you've experienced rejection, failure, or criticism for a long time, your mind starts expecting it. Then when something good happens, it almost feels wrong because your brain isn't used to it. That's why success can actually feel uncomfortable to someone who's been surrounded by failure for years. Here's another interesting thing. Growth and comfort rarely live in the same place. Remember learning to ride a bicycle? You probably wobbled, panicked, maybe even fell in front of a few laughing people. If you had decided that falling was too painful, you would never have learned to ride. Every meaningful change in life feels awkward at first because your brain is stepping into unfamiliar territory. Starting a healthy lifestyle feels difficult. Speaking up for yourself feels scary. Leaving a toxic relationship feels uncertain. Not because these things are bad, but because your brain keeps begging you to return to what it already knows, even if what it knows is making you miserable. The good news is that your brain is incredibly adaptable. Just as it learned to normalize pain, it can also learn to normalize peace. The first workout feels exhausting, but the 10th feels easier. The first honest conversation feels terrifying, but after a few tries, it becomes natural. The first day without constant overthinking feels strange, but over time, calmness begins to replace chaos. Little by little, your definition of comfort changes. Healing doesn't mean pretending pain never existed. It means refusing to build your life around it. Your past may explain your habits, but it doesn't have to control your future. The next time something feels uncomfortable, pause for a moment and ask yourself one simple question. Is this actually bad for me, or is it simply unfamiliar? That single question has the power to change your decisions, your habits, and maybe even your entire life. Pain can disguise itself as comfort when we live with it long enough, but real comfort is not living with constant stress, self-doubt, or emotional exhaustion. Real comfort is having the courage to leave familiar pain behind and create a life where peace, confidence, and growth finally feel like home. Remember, the hardest step often leads to the safest place, and the comfort you've been searching for might be waiting just outside the pain you've become used to.